Do you have some coins in your portfolio that you bought in 2021 when the market was going up and you're still holding on to these coins and you're wondering, what should I do? Should I sell these coins? Am I supposed to hold on to them? My portfolio is a disaster. I made some big mistakes. You feel that gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach and you're wondering, what should I do? When am I supposed to sell cryptocurrency? Well, in today's video, I'm going to give you the 3 simple steps that you can follow that will help turn everything around for you. It will help get rid of all of that stress, and you'll start making some good decisions after good decisions and turn this thing around for you. Welcome. If you're new, my name is Steve, and on this channel, we do it different. We stand out from the crowd. When they go left, we go right. We base it all on the facts in the charts. Hit that subscribe button. So why am I making this video for you? I was in your shoes. If you're in that position where you're like, man, this is a gut-wrenching feeling. I don't know what to do. I've been there. I started trading when I was 16. I thought I knew what I was doing, and I just got destroyed. I got destroyed year after year. I thought it would be better. It wasn't. I thought my next trade would be better. It wasn't. I thought I would figure it out. I didn't. I made all the most ridiculous mistakes, and now I'm going to clear all that up and give you a sound strategy, something that will actually work, and it will help you decide what to do with those coins that you're holding that you're not sure if you should keep holding them or just bite the bullet and get rid of it and start fresh. So let's jump into it. Right now, we're on the Bitcoin chart. We're on the daily chart. Bitcoin US dollar index. All right. And we're going to talk about the 3 simple rules, and we're going to break it down move for move. Now, let's start with just some price action. And what I want you to notice is where you probably got into Bitcoin, right? Let's say that you got into Bitcoin around 30, 40K, hypothetically. Whether you did or not, follow what I'm saying. When you got into Bitcoin, what the step number 1 is, and the first thing that you have to do when you buy anything, whether it's a stock, a crypto, Forex, you name it. If you buy something as an investment, whether it's short-term or long-term, the number 1 thing and the first thing that you have to do is a plan. You have to know precisely when you're going to sell. So a simple rule of thumb would be in crypto, if you, let's say you got in at 30K, right? And you were just looking for a 50% gain, right? You said, you know what? I'm going to buy at 30K and I'm going to sell at 45K. Let's say, for example, that was your plan. That was your goal. What you need to do is have a goal. Now, let's say your goal is, hey, I'm going to buy at 30K and I'm going to wait for a 10X. I'm going to wait to sell at 300K. No matter what it is, short-term, long-term, you've got to have a plan and you have to stick to it precisely. When I was getting into trading, that's where I went wrong. I didn't have a plan. My ego convinced me I had a plan. There was no plan. I was just winging it. A lot of students that come to me, they realized they were just winging it and they were just trying to figure it out, and they convinced themselves that that was their plan. That's no plan. I need you to have a specific strategy. Now, if you're looking to 10x your money, you're looking to buy at 30 and sell it at 300, you've got to have incredible patience, okay? And you also have to be realistic. If you're in the trading game, you don't want to have swing for the fences every time. It's not going to work. If you try to throw the Hail Mary pass every time, you're not going to win. If you try to hit the home run every time, you're not going to win. You got to hit a couple singles and then hit another single and then move around the bases and move your players. This is what you've got to do, right? So let's say you bought Bitcoin around 30K and you just had a simple goal. I want a 50% profit. Okay. Then you sell at 45K. We're going to go over the 3 simple rules. The rule number 1 is you got to have a plan. The other 2 rules have to be yeses. If they're not a yes, you can't make the trade. You have to have all 3 intact at the same time. Otherwise, you cannot make a trade, right? So let's go with the scenario. You bought at 30, you wanted to sell at 45. Rule number 2 is you can't sell unless price action is above our 3 lines. Now, our 3 lines are the 50 MA, which is here in green. We have the 100 MA, which is here in yellow, and we have the 200 MA, which is here in red. Those 3 distinct MAs will save you a tremendous amount of uncertainty, okay? Now, you never want to sell when we're below these moving averages, right? You always want to sell when we're on the way up. A lot of people make this mistake. They sell when we're on the way down. Now, why is that bad? That's the time that you need to shift your mindset from selling to buying. selling. You want to buy when we're on the way down. You want to sell when we're on the way up. Now, there's some people may say, okay, if I bought at 30K and I sold at 45K, I missed out on all of this profit. No, you didn't. You actually locked in your profit. And if you have the mentality that you missed out, let's say you bought at 30, you sold at 45, you have a 50% increase in your portfolio, and then the price drops all the way down here and you buy. Your buying power is substantially stronger than if you just held the whole time or you made some bad trades the whole time. Your buying power, just following the simple methodology, will have increased your buying power. You would have owned substantially more Bitcoin than you did before just with your buying power and following these simple rules. So you never want to buy when we're heading up, just like you never want to sell when we're heading down, okay? So rule number one is to have a plan, right? Whatever your plan is. Hey, I want to make 20% profit on this. I'm going to sell at X price. I'm going to sell at X multiple. Have a plan. Where most people go wrong, it's the plan part. They don't have a plan and they're like, you know what? I'm going to buy now and I'm going to feel it out and I'm going to see and I'm going to wait and I'm going to make a decision later. You're not allowed to buy anything from this point forward unless you know precisely when you're going to sell. And if you know precisely when you're going to sell, then you're allowed to buy. If you don't know and it's kind of, oh, let me feel it, you're not allowed to buy, period. So rule number two is price action above these three moving averages. So with our scenario of buying at 30, selling at 45K is above these three lines. So far we have two yeses. Yes, we have a plan. And yes, we are above the three moving averages. So what's that third rule? The third rule is we introduce the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Now, the RSI essentially tells us when we're overbought, which is up here, and oversold down here. Now, when things are overbought, the market is too hot, the majority of humans are buying, and that's when we want to be selling. We want to do the opposite of them. It's very hard to do because of human emotion. The only way to truly do it is to have exact rules that you follow no matter what. Now, if I'm giving advice to my younger self, I didn't have rules. My mind told me and my ego told me I was following rules. I was not following any rules. It was all just based on feel and, oh, I'm gonna buy this now and then I'll sell it like if it goes down a lot and I'll buy more if it goes up a lot. That was kind of my general rule of thumb when I got into investing. And that may be what you're doing, you know? If it goes up a lot, I'm gonna buy more. If it goes down a lot, I'll sell it and I'll try again next time and just hope for the best. So that's not gonna work. What you need are distinct rules. So if we understand that the RSI, when it gets above the 70 level, it's overbought, meaning too many people are buying it, meaning it's going to change soon. It's going to change trend. That's when you want to have a key eye on the market. You want to sell up here and you want to buy down here. You want to buy when the high majority of humans are selling. That's when you want to buy. So the RSI will tell us this. Now, let's take our rule, right? We said, hey, we're going to buy at 30. And we're going to sell at 45. So we had a plan. We knew exactly when we were going to sell before we even got into the trade. So our plan, check mark number one. Keep in mind, you need 3 check marks to make a sell. Check mark number one, we had a plan before we bought. Check mark number two, once we got to that $45,000 level, price action was above here. So far we're 2 for 2. The third answer is that the RSI has to be above the 70 area. So when we got to 45K, our RSI was above the 70 area, meaning we were overbought and we had our 3 yeses. We would have taken the trade then. Now, if we look at it and we say, okay, we went from 30 to 45, we locked in our 50%, and we'll have a different video of when to buy, and we would have probably bought around here, drastically increasing our buying opportunity. But how about for other coins? If we switch to Ethereum, right? You may be holding some Ethereum, or you may be holding XRP, you may be holding BNB, you may be holding Polkadot, you may be holding different coins and wondering, should you sell? This video is going to help you figure it out if you should sell. Now keep in mind, let's go back into Bitcoin with more recent price action. Let's say You got really lucky. You watched my videos and you bought at around 16,000. Okay. Let's say that you bought even later, maybe around 20,000, right? Let's say you bought at 20,000 and your idea was, you know what? I'm going to buy at 20,000 and I want to sell at 30,000. I don't want to get greedy. I don't want to get crazy. This has been a tough market. I made a lot of mistakes. I want to buy at 20 and hopefully sell at 30. So you would have got in the market right around here, right around this 20K area, and you would have bought at a difficult time with the RSI being really high. And if you follow my rules, you probably wouldn't have bought at 20. Let's say you made some mistakes, you didn't know yet, you bought at 20 and you wanted to sell at 30. So once we got finally up to the $30,000 area, you look at the chart and you ask yourself, did I have a plan? Yes, I knew exactly when I was going to buy and sell before I made the trade. So check mark number one. You ask yourself, check mark number two, are we above our 3 moving averages? Yes, we are. So far, check mark number one, check mark number two. And the third one, is the RSI above the 70? And it was. So you would have taken that trade and you would have made yet another very large profit just with this simple strategy. It can apply to anything that you trade. Using this simple technique will minimize the stress. Now let's look at a different example. Let's look at Ethereum. Now, many of you would have probably gotten into Ethereum around here, maybe $1,500 to $2,000 Ethereum. Okay, let's make it a nice round number. Let's say $2,000 Ethereum. You got into Ethereum around $2,000 and you were like, you know what? I want to get greedy. I want to try to hit a little bit of a home run. I want to try to double my money. I want to buy at 2,000 and sell at 4,000. So question number one, do we have a plan? Do we know exactly when we're going to sell before the trade even happens? Yes, we want to buy now and we want to sell at 4,000. Number two, when we finally got to 4,000, what was the chart doing? Were we above these 3 moving averages? The answer is yes. Now, you never want to sell when we're below these moving averages. Look at the chart. These are the worst times to sell. And you never want to sell when price action is going down because you don't know how much longer it's going to go down. It could go down for a little bit like here and then fake you out and go down a lot more. And suddenly you're in an absolute whirlwind of stress and agony. You want to sell on the way up. You always want to sell on the way up, and you always want to buy when the price is going into, well, we'll cover this specific strategy, but you want to sell on the way up. So let's go back. We said 4,000. Okay, we reached 4,000 here. Yes, we're above price action, and yes, we had a plan. So far we're 2 for 2. The third one is the RSI. At this point, where was the RSI above 70? Yes, it was. So we can take that trade. We can lock in that huge profit. Now, if you're going to go for the Hail Mary pass and you're going to try to get a 3x, a 4x, a 5x, you're going to get destroyed in this game. If you hit a bunch of little hits and you keep with a little win, a little win, a little win, you're going to be on fire and your portfolio will change substantially. But it starts with the plan. So that plan would have worked out really well. And that's a bit of a stretch to double your money. Even if you got in really late to Ethereum from 2 to 4, you're good. And guess what? When it went to 4, you took profits. And then you had a whole bunch more money for when we actually dumped down to a reasonable area. You would have probably added to your position down here if you follow my strategy of when to buy. This video is about when to sell. If you look at in the description, I'll put a video of when to buy and you'll be able to follow that. So if you took your 4K, you took profits there, and you took your buying power, you would have bought in substantially more Ethereum than you dreamed of just by making that simple trade, following this simple technique. Now, this can be applied everywhere, including our recent price action of Ethereum. Now, if you follow my strategy, you would have bought Ethereum down here. Let's say you did it quite late and you bought it maybe around 1,400. Okay. So you say, okay, 1,400, I'm going to buy, even if it's, and by the way, this is like a worst case scenario because you wouldn't have bought at 1,400 using my strategy. You would have bought a lot lower price, but let's go with the worst case scenario. know, you were sleeping, you didn't check the price for a while. It's been multiple days or weeks, and then you wake up, it's 1,004, and you're like, oh crap, I'm gonna buy, and I'm gonna sell at, 2,000. Okay, so you're looking for a little profit, you're looking for a little win, try to get that momentum back. You would have taken your position here. And question number one, did you have a plan? Yes, you did. You knew exactly when you were going to sell before it even happened. Question number two, did it get up to this price of 2K? Yes, it did. Up here. Were we above these 3 moving averages? Yes, we were. Was the RSI above the 70? Yes, you were. So you'd have taken that and you would have locked in some more profits. And again, keep building that momentum instead of losing the momentum, which is what you've been doing. You've been making a bad trade and then following that up with another bad trade, and then following that trade up with another trade that's also not very good. And instead, you just keep building a small win and a small win and a small win. A whole bunch of small wins is success. That's literally what success is a series of a bunch of little wins. If you interview anybody who's achieved any level of success in anything, they will tell you they did a bunch of small wins in a row. That's what they did. They didn't swing for the fences. It's not an overnight success. They had a bunch of small wins in a row, and that led to their success. I want you to share this video with just one person. You know people in crypto that have gotten destroyed. You know people that have bought up here and then probably gave up. They didn't have a strategy. That's why my courses have changed so many lives. My courses are distinct step by step in much more detail than this, where you can really understand the charts. You can understand what we're looking at. You can understand how different strategies work. In my courses, I'm going to give you some different strategies for you to figure it out. There's a reason why my courses have minted many millionaires. And many of my students have bought their mom or dad a car, a house, paid off their house, completely turned around their portfolio. It's having a system. And in the courses, you're going to learn my system that I built with my 2 hands. This is just a little bite-sized piece of some information that's going to help. I mean, what I just gave you for free in this video, you can use for the rest of your life. It's already going to help you more than what you've already been doing. That's what this channel is all about. So let that sink in, put some comments down below, share this with one person, look back at the charts and ask yourself, what is my plan starting right now? I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. Do you want less stress and more success in crypto? Click this video right now.